I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized.
Meanwhile,
Big mama. Damn. Big mama. That big mama.
She would take pictures of herself in a bikini and upload them to her lonely male followers on social media. Then Angel Reese would turn around and complain about being over-sexualized. Lonely men keep telling me to take more clothes off. It's so unfair. This week, Angel Reese, I guess, decided to take a step further.
Angel Reese says she's tired of being sexualized, that she's constantly attacked, threatened, and misunderstood. But just days after pouring her heart out in an emotional press conference, she posted a video twerking with rapper Sexyy Red right after her team got blown out by 27 points. The timing couldn't have been worse or more revealing. This isn't just about one viral video, it's about a growing pattern that's starting to define Angel Reese more than her game ever has. While she complains about unfair treatment, she's also uploading bikini thirst traps and posing for her lonely male fans on social media, moments after shooting 28% from the field and getting embarrassed on her own court. And here's where the story flips, because the Indiana Fever walked into Chicago's house without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, and without their head coach, and still handed Reese in the Sky one of the most humiliating losses in franchise history. But that's just the beginning.
Nobody, like you got no time. You literally got a bra on and booty shorts on with your booty cheek hanging out the bottom of it. Like, why?
I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So
Angel Reese stood in front of the cameras, voice trembling, eyes heavy with frustration. She spoke about the dark side of fame, death threats, online harassment, being sexualized by strangers. She said she felt alone, that she had to stand strong for her teammates even while the world picked her apart. And for a moment, fans sympathized. It sounded raw, honest, vulnerable. But just days later, that sympathy vanished. Why? Because Angel Reese turned around and did the very thing she claimed to be a victim of. She willingly became the attraction. Social media exploded when she posted a video of herself twerking.
Big mama. Damn. Big mama. That big mama for real. It's so proportional, like.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's about 200.
It don't even look like it.
That's because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Now let me see your booty. Dang.
The comments were instant and brutal. Screenshots of her press conference were placed side by side with the new video, and the internet did not miss the irony. The same player who begged the world to stop sexualizing her had just crafted her own hypersexualized viral moment, and this wasn't an accidental story that vanished in 24 hours. This was a full production, coordinated, edited, and timed for maximum visibility. Critics didn't even need to say much. The contradiction spoke for itself. Is she trying to be taken seriously as a basketball player, or is she more concerned with being an Instagram icon? Because those paths don't always run side by side, and that's not even the most embarrassing part.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader. Outside of rebounding her own missed layups, what does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night. And for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
Now picture this, 19,000 fans packed into the iconic United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls. It was supposed to be a celebration. The Chicago Sky were hosting their first ever WNBA game in the biggest basketball arena in the city. Caitlin Clark was out, Sophie Cunningham was out, even head coach Stephanie White was missing. The Sky were expected to cruise to a statement win in front of their biggest crowd of the season, but that's not what happened. Instead, Angel Reese and the Sky got absolutely dismantled. The Indiana Fever didn't just beat them, they humiliated them. A 27-point beatdown delivered by role players and backups who were supposed to be easy targets. Kelsey Mitchell led the charge with 17 points, drilling clutch jumpers that left the arena dead silent. Lexi Hull followed with a milestone performance, casually passing 500 career points and shooting like she owned the court. Even Ari McDonald, a last-minute signing on a hardship contract, dropped 12 points and 4 steals like she'd been with the Fever for years.
Well, there's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese, who calls herself a star, was nowhere to be found. She wasn't leading, she wasn't inspiring, she wasn't even competing, and what happened next only made things worse. With Caitlin Clark out, Angel Reese was the only star left standing. This was her moment, her stage, and yet, for 27 minutes, she vanished. The stat line tells the ugly truth: 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting, a -20 while on the court. But the numbers barely capture how painful it was to watch.
That she's been blocked 20 times and she's only made 21 hoops. What? Burn! Another diabolical stat. She's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Bang! She should work in housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. I mentioned no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
At one point, she bricked a layup so badly, fans began replaying it in slow motion just to see how far off it was. She looked out of rhythm, out of focus, and completely overwhelmed. It didn't take long for memes to spread, some calling her the baby giraffe for her unsteady footwork, others pointing out how she's now been blocked nearly as many times as she's scored. The jokes were everywhere, but the basketball gods weren't laughing. This was supposed to be Angel Reese's team. Instead, it became her public undoing. But while Reese was bricking layups, something much more dangerous was happening across the court.
But both teams facing a little bit of adversity, having certain players out or not at full capacity.
McDonald, a huge triple in the corner. Mitchell, patient in the corner, flips it up top. Boston, other side. McDonald, another 3. I'm loving it.
And if that wasn't enough, Ari McDonald, a player who wasn't even supposed to be there, stepped into the spotlight like a seasoned vet. Signed to a hardship contract just days before, she dropped 12 points, snagged 4 steals, and hit back-to-back threes that sent the Fever bench into a frenzy. McDonald looked more comfortable in her first game with Indiana than Reese did in her own building.
Boston trying to be a safety valve, 8 to shoot. Boston this time, working against Reese, pivots, puts it up, and one opportunity. Aaliyah Boston clearing out all the traffic.
Aaliyah Boston, she dominated the paint both ends. She bodied Reese, spun off her, drew the and one. And every time she scored, it felt like another chapter being written in the difference between potential and professionalism. But here's the thing, this wasn't the first time Angel Reese got embarrassed by the Fever.
Folks, there were people in the crowd getting there early saying, "Hey Caitlin, can you sign my jersey? Hey Aaliyah, can you sign my shirt? Hey Sophie, can you sign my picture?" There were people asking for autographs in the Chicago Sky crowd that weren't even born yet the last time the Chicago Sky scored this little amount of points. There were people in the crowd who weren't even a thought in their parents' minds at the time that the Chicago Sky last scored at least 52 points, the lowest point total since 2011.
You'd think a 27-point loss in your home arena would be the low point of the season, but for Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, it was actually an improvement. Just a few weeks earlier, they faced the Indiana Fever in Indianapolis and got demolished by 35 points. Final score, 93-58. It wasn't just a loss, it was a clinic, a complete basketball autopsy in real time. But the most telling part wasn't the scoreboard, it was the behavior. Reese tried to make that game about intimidation intimidation. She shoved Caitlin Clark, she stared her down, she tried to rattle the rookie with hard fouls and college-style theatrics. But none of it worked. Clark didn't bite. The Fever didn't flinch. They just kept running plays, draining shots, and building a lead that became a national headline.
Look at that. Ooh. I mean, she was getting after it, fam. Oh my goodness. Now, the funny thing was Caitlin Clark sniffing, walking away. Hold on, let me see if I can get a good angle. Oh yeah, look. watch Caitlin Clark's face right here. Watch this.
Reese flopped, jawed, and tried to inject chaos into the game, but every stunt only made Indiana more focused. It was a clash between two mindsets, one playing for TikTok clips, the other playing for a win, and by the time the Sky realized the Fever weren't playing along, it was already a blowout. You'd think after that kind of public humiliation, Angel Reese would have gone straight to the gym. But no. After the back-to-back beatdowns, Angel Reese didn't go quiet. She went public, again, claiming she's unfairly targeted, overly sexualized, and judged by standards no one else faces. She painted herself as a victim of scrutiny and said all she wants is respect for her basketball skills. But here's the problem. Every time she says that, she does the opposite. Less than a week after her emotional interview, she posted a full video of herself twerking with rapper Sexyy Red. Not a casual clip, not a behind-the-scenes moment. A fully staged, high-production video designed to go viral. And it did, but not for the reason she hoped.
Where I come from, this is tacky. There's nothing cute about this. I mean, yeah, what does that got to do with basketball? I mean, honestly. But don't you criticize her. Don't you do it, Rhodes. I mean, that's supposed to be, boy, that's great for a supposed role model. To young women. It's disgusting. It is.
Fans were quick to point out the hypocrisy. Screenshots of her tearful statements were spliced next to the twerking video, and the contradiction was glaring. You can't claim to hate being objectified, then turn around and serve yourself up as the object. It left fans confused. Was Angel Reese a serious athlete or a social media personality with a crossover contract? And while the comment section lit up with backlash, players like Lexi Hull and Aaliyah Boston were using their platforms to highlight wins, teamwork, and leadership. Reese was promoting drama, the Fever were promoting culture, and the difference was obvious. And it raises the biggest question of all. What does Angel Reese really want?
Kathy Engelbert, no space for hate. But you got your players putting this kind of stuff out and you expect people to not be critical of it. That's what you expect. It's not going to happen. Your players in your league are going to get criticized. I've said I think she'll be out of basketball in 2 to 3 years because she wants to be a podcaster, wants to be a social media influencer, doesn't really want to be a basketball player. If she does, she might play an Unrivaled, but not the WNBA. Her game seems to be more suited for that league.
At this point, fans aren't just criticizing Angel Reese's stats. They're questioning her entire identity as an athlete. Is she building a basketball career or a social media brand? Because right now, it looks like she's sacrificing one to chase the other. The outfits, the walk-ins, the thirst traps. It's starting to feel like more time is being spent crafting content than crafting footwork. And that's the problem. Angel Reese talks like she wants to be respected, but respect is earned on the court, not in the comment section. You can't post twerk videos on Monday, miss layups on Tuesday, and expect the world to treat you like an MVP on Wednesday. It doesn't work like that. Fans aren't dumb. They see through the facade. They're not criticizing her because she's loud or flashy or confident. They're criticizing her because her performance isn't backing any of it up.
Angel Reese wants to shake her ass and seek validation from lonely men. Fine. But I think what Angel Reese really wants, and this is just me speculating, I don't know her, but I think what Angel Reese really wants is to be respected. Kinda hard to earn respect when you're exploiting yourself on social media. Even though most people don't consider Angel Reese to be the face of the league, she does. If you're the face of the league, that comes with certain expectations, responsibility.
And now people are starting to whisper something much louder than criticism, that she doesn't even want to be in the WNBA long term, that she's more interested in podcasting, influencing, brand deals, and fashion weeks than backdoor cuts, and defensive rotations. that maybe, just maybe, the court is just her stage, not her goal. Meanwhile, across the floor, the Fever are doing something that Angel Reese and the Sky can't seem to figure out. While Angel Reese was planning her next social media moment, the Indiana Fever were planning how to win. Again, no drama, no distractions, just basketball. Despite missing Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and their head coach, the Fever showed up with discipline, depth, and pure execution. That's not luck, that's culture.
What an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pre-game catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the game of basketball? Now,
Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Ari McDonald didn't need flashy entrances or TikTok dances to prove their value. They let their game speak for them. While Reese was flailing for rebounds off her own missed shots, the Fever were running crisp offensive sets, executing switches on defense, and stretching the floor with shooters who don't miss bunnies at the rim. This is what separates real teams from content machines. The Fever are building chemistry, identity, and leadership. They're showing the league that they don't need headlines, they create them through wins. And next season, when Caitlin Clark is back at full strength, Indiana might just turn into a dynasty. The Sky, they're still stuck trying to figure out whether they're an entertainment brand or a basketball team. Angel Reese keeps calling herself the face of the league, but faces don't disappear in blowouts. Leaders don't vanish under pressure, and stars don't twerk after scoring 4 points in a loss. The harsh reality, while she's been busy chasing clout, the Fever have been chasing banners. So here's the bottom line. If you want to be respected as a hooper, you can't keep putting on a show that has nothing to do with hoops. If you're tired of the drama and ready for more basketball, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. Fire the baby giraffe down below, and check out the next video to see how the Fever are rewriting the future of the WNBA. We'll see you there.